आज हम लेक्चर में स्टार्ट करेंगे वाटर रिसोर्सेस एंड कंजर्वेशन प्रोसेस। ठीक है, तो सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। प्रेसिपिटेशन दैट इनफिल्ट्रेट्स इनटू द सॉइल एंड रीच द ग्राउंड वाटर इज टर्म एज। तो ये आपको पता है, ग्राउंड वाटर रिचार्ज उसको कहते हैं। ठीक है, precipitation that infiltrates into the soil and reach the groundwater is termed as groundwater recharge। ठीक है, और इनफिल्ट्रेशन क्या होता है? इट इज द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर इनटू द ग्राउंड थ्रू द सॉइल सरफेस। ठीक है, उसको इनफिल्ट्रेशन कहते हैं। ठीक है, अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। स्ट्रीम विच कंट्रीब्यूट ग्राउंड वाटर एगुमेंटेशन स्टर्मस विच इज इन्फ्लेमेंट स्ट्रीम। ठीक है, तो इन्फ्लूमेंट स्ट्रीम क्या होता है? लूजिंग stream, disappearing stream, influent stream, or sinking river is a stream or river that loses water as it flows down stream. The water infiltrates into the ground, recharging the local groundwater because the water table is below the bottom of the stream channel. Effluent Effluent stream, a stream into which water is discharged from the groundwater reservoir, sometimes called as gaining stream. ठीक है, next question. Groundwater is found to occur in the geological formation which is answer not known। ठीक है, ग्राउंड वाटर इज फाउंड टू occur in geological formation that are porous होता है, permeable aquifer। ठीक है, these formation allow water to infiltrate, percolate and flow through them, creating a vast underground network of water bearing zone। अगला क्वेश्चन। इन विच टाइप ऑफ स्प्रिंग द ग्राउंड वाटर कम्स टू द सरफेस अंडर प्रेशर विच इज आर्टिसन। ठीक, आर्टिसन स्प्रिंग। आर्टिसन स्प्रिंग क्या होता है? व्हेन अ वाटर बियरिंग बेड इज कन्फाइंड between relatively impervious strata and water is introduced from a higher elevation, the confined water is said to be under artisan pressure। Artisan springs occur where these confined permeable strata are exposed near the surface. Stratum spring is found when the downward passage of groundwater in a permeable deposit is hindered by an underlying impervious layer. Artisan spring, the groundwater come to the surface under pressure। अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। ए जियोलॉजिकल फॉर्मेशन विच स्टोर वाटर एंड इज ऑल्सो कैपेबल ऑफ ट्रांसमिटिंग वाटर थ्रू इट्स पोर्स एट ए लार्ज रेट इज कॉल्ड एक्वाफर। ठीक है, एक्वाफर क्या होता है? ए परमीबल स्ट्रेटम और ए जियोलॉजिकल फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ए परमीबल मटेरियल विच इज कैपेबल ऑफ yielding payable quantity of groundwater under gravity is known as aquifer। Aquifers क्या होता है? It is that geological formation which is neither porous nor permeable and hence is neither contains nor yield groundwater। ठीक है, एक्वाटार्ड और एक्वाफ्यूज के बारे में भी हम देख लेते हैं। ठीक है, तो एक्वाटार्ड क्या होता है? इट इज जियोलॉजिकल फॉर्मेशन विच डज नॉट यील्ड वाटर freely to well due to its lesser permeability throughout seepage is possible through it। ठीक है, the yield from such a formation is thus insufficient। Example sandy, clay, etc। Aquaclude क्या होता है? It is highly porous containing large quantities of water but can yield water। ठीक है, clay layer। व्हाट इज एक्वाक्लूड? ठीक है, अभी जस्ट पढ़े हमने, क्या बोलता है कि कन्फाइंड बेड ऑफ इनपरमियस मटेरियल बिटवीन एक्वाफर। ठीक है, अगला देखते हैं। द impermeable formation which contain water but not capable of transmitting and supplying sufficient quantity of water is called as। तो अभी जस्ट हमने पढ़ा है क्या एक्वाक्लूड होता है। ठीक है, इन impermeable geologic formation which neither contains water nor transmit water which is aquafuge। ठीक है, aquafuge। आगे देखते हैं। एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स देख लेते हैं। द वाटर अवेलेबल एंड यूनिट वॉल्यूम ऑफ एन एक्वाफर इज कॉल्ड स्पेसिफिक रिटेंशन। The water bearing strata such that layers of sand, gravel, etc. is called an aquifer। When water is flowing through the sand confined aquifer, the spring known formed is known as an artesian spring. A shallow well is one tapping in aquifer which is nearest to the ground level. A well constructed in ground without passage any impervious strata is known as a shallow well. The open well or dig well are also known as shallow well, draw well, pres- ये पता नहीं क्या लिखा ठीक है. The well used by small town for public water supply are dug well. The water available in unit volume of an aquifer is called specific retention. The element that worries about the proliferation of weed is submergence due to floods. The line joining the static water level in several wells excavated through a confined aquifer is known as piezometric surface. Which aquifer is called water table aquifer, which is an unconfined aquifer. The non-biotic pollutant under groundwater is arsenic. Highest specific yield from aquifer will form water-bearing formation of coarse gravel. Identify the correct option by considering the below statement with respect to groundwater. Statement A, which is a perched aquifer, is a special type of confined aquifer. Statement B, artesian aquifer is one in which groundwater is confined under greater pressure than atmospheric pressure. Hence, statement B is correct and statement A is correct. Both statements are statement A is incorrect. ठीक है, statement B आपका correct है. अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट. ठीक है, तो आपको पता है कि एक्वाफर क्या होता है. एक्वाफर क्या होता है? सैचुरेटेड फॉर्मेशन ऑफ विच कैन ओनली बी स्टोर वाटर बट यील्ड इन इट. ठीक है, ठीक है, तो ये ऑप्शन डी हो जाएगा क्योंकि एक्वाफर और एक्वाटार्ड और एक्वाफ्यूज का करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट देख रखा है. ठीक है, arbitrary value given by Scotchard for radius of influence for unconfined aquifer is 150 meter. ठीक है, 150 meter radius of influence. When water is pumped out from a tube well in an aquifer, the piezometric surface formed surrounding the tube well is known as cone of depression होता है. ठीक है, the most important and widely used tube well in India is a strainer well. The largest area under tube well irrigation in India is Uttar Pradesh. Irrigation from well is example of a lift irrigation. ठीक है, which of the following is not for main requirement for success of well irrigation? The absence of suitable aquifer which can yield a good quality of water in sufficient quantity. The performance of well is measured by its specific capacity. Specific capacity क्या होता है? Specific capacity refer to the rate at which a well can produce water under specific condition. It is an important parameter used to assess the efficiency and productivity of a well. The source of lift irrigation is the nearest canal, river, lake, which is a both option is a correct. Which of the following option are subsurface source of water? Infiltration galleries, infiltration well, spring. Choose the correct option. Hence, all the options are correct. Which one of the following has been constituted under the Environmental Protection Act 1986, which is a central groundwater authority? In all groundwater exploration program, one of main objective is to locate parasitic water zone. In India, on a small scale, what are the different types of irrigation system that are being practiced, which is artificial sub-irrigation? Which term used to describe the movement of water through the earth's surface and subsurface? Next, the portion of precipitation that percolate into ground and join the groundwater is called as infiltration. D. ठीक है, आगे देखते हैं. सबसरफेस रन-ऑफ इज ऑल्सो नोन एज सबसरफेस रन-ऑफ को हम क्या कहते हैं, इंटरफ्लो भी कहते हैं, स्ट्रॉम सीपेज भी कहते हैं, सेकेंडरी बेस फ्लो भी, ऑल ऑफ द अबव। ठीक है। Which one of the form of subsurface source of water which is a infiltration galleries? The specific yield value of an aquifer is always dash as some water is retained in the aquifer by molecular and surface tension force which is less than its porosity. ठीक है। The yield of well depends upon, किस पे डिपेंड करता है, permeability of soil पे भी, area of aquifer opening into the well पे भी, actual flow velocity पे, all of the above है। ठीक है। आगे देखते हैं, which of the following is considered a surface water source which is a river? एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स देख लेते हैं। नॉन ऑटोमेटिक रिकॉर्डिंग रेन गेज यूज्ड इन द मेजरमेंट ऑफ रेनफॉल, साइमंस रेन गेज फॉर ए लार्ज कैचमेंट कंटूर ज्वाइनिंग पॉइंट ऑफ इक्वल मंथली रेनफॉल वैल्यूज were plotted. The plot is known as isohectal map, a graph in which the discharge is on the x-axis and the corresponding time is on the x-axis is known as hydrograph. An isohectal is the line joining place of equal rainfall. The hydrograph runoff due to 1 centimeter effective rainfall over a catchment for unit duration is called unit hydrograph. The branch that deals with the study of surface water stream is called a पोटामोलॉजी। पोटामोलॉजी, ठीक है। अब सबको लग रहा होगा हाइड्रोलॉजी, हाइड्रोलॉजी इज द साइंस दैट which is connected with all waters on earth, its occurrence, distribution and circulation, its physical and chemical property, its effects on the environment and on life of all forms। ठीक है। which of the following statement is incorrect? Surface source of water are generally contaminated and cannot be used without treatment। ये सही है। The natural outflow of groundwater at the earth's surface is said to form a spring। सही है। A cavity type tube well draws water from the bottom as well as form the side of the walls। गलत है। ठीक है। Infiltration well is subsurface source of water is correct, hence C option is correct for this question। ठीक है। Which of the following pair is incorrectly matched with regarding to the source of water and process? Groundwater infiltration सही है। Desalinated water reclamation process ठीक है। Surface water direct runoff process सही है। और रेन वाटर ऑस्मोसिस प्रोसेस ऑफ क्लाउड गलत। ठीक है। एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स देख लेते हैं। ठीक है। A horizontal tunnel constructed at shallow depth along the bank of river to intercept the groundwater table are called infiltration galleries. The river intake may be situated on a straight reach. A good source of water requiring practical the least treatment is an elevated lake. The vertical wells sink along the bank of river to the draw groundwater in dry season are called infiltration well. The volume of water released from a storage per unit in hydraulic head in the aquifer per unit area of the aquifer is called as store storativity. Sag curve describes change of oxygen with length of water reservoir. The intake which is not suitable for big water supply scheme on river or reservoir and draw only small quantity of water is called pipe intake in lakes. Groundwater is usually free from suspended impurities. The depression of water table in a well due to pumping will be maximum close to the well. The device which are installed for drawing water from the source are called intakes. Which of the following shows the correct sequence of the name of Indian river basin in decreasing order of average annual runoff potential? Hence we know that the Godavari, फिर नर्मदा and then Tapi। ठीक है। From these explanation we can know the surface water resource। Next question will be which irrigation project should usually have cultivated command area of more than 10,000 hectare, out of which 2,000 hectare utilize surface water resource, hence it is a major। ठीक है। मेजर के लिए 10,000 से अधिक हेक्टेयर होगा, ठीक है। और फिर मीडियम प्रोजेक्ट के लिए 2,000 से 10,000, ठीक है। और फिर माइनर के लिए आपका लेस देन 2,000 हेक्टेयर, ठीक है। आगे बढ़ते हैं। The total quantity of surface water that can be expected in a given period from a stream at the outlet of the catchment is known as yield, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। डैश इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ सरफेस वाटर सोर्स फॉर वाटर सप्लाई इज ए estuary, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। द लार्जेस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ फ्रेश वाटर ऑन आवर प्लानट इज इन, तो वो कहाँ पे है आपका? कॉन्टिनेंटल एंड माउंटेन ग्लेशियर्स, ठीक है। आगे देखते हैं। द प्रिंसिपल source of water in which water can obtain through direct intake from natural lake is called surface water source. Which one of the following is category of the surface water source which is impounding reservoir? Select the correct order the following surface water treatment process chronologically, which is a screening, aeration, sedimentation, filtration, disinfection. Surface water will also include particulate and dissolved organic matter formed due to decay and the leaching of organic detritus. This is collectively referred to as a natural organic matter. The source of water, surface water for supplying to community may be any stream भी हो सकता है, lake भी और natural pond भी हो सकता है. Which source of water among the following is a surface source, which is a lakes? The quantity of available surface water are depend on rainfall. Among the following, which is not classified under surface source of water, which is a spring? The total area of Earth on water on Earth is estimated around, which is 1.368 billion किलोमीटर क्यूब, ठीक है। The density of water is आप सबको पता है 10^3 kg per meter cube. Next question, which of the following is a primary source of energy for the hydrological cycle, which is a solar radiation? In all the water resource engineering projects, proper assessment can be done in the work by dash investigation, which is hydrological investigation. Which of the following relationship represent the hydrological cycle, which is precipitation is equal to evaporation plus runoff? The Earth's water circulate system is known as आपका hydrological cycle. Which of the following process is not a part of a hydrological cycle, which is a combustion? Which of the following is the input of the energy into the hydrological cycle, which is sun? Identify the hydrological process given in the following description. The portion of precipitation which after infiltration percolate down and joins the groundwater reservoir which ultimately connected to ocean. The groundwater runoff. The quantity of water going through various paths of the hydrological cycle in a given system can be described by continuously principle known as water budget equation. For a basin in a given period delta t, there is no change in the groundwater and soil water status if P precipitation R total runoff E evapotranspiration and delta S increase in the surface water storage in the basin. The hydrological water budget equation state that, तो आपको पता है precipitation equal to R plus E plus minus delta S, ठीक है। और सबका नोटेशन के बारे में आपको आइडिया है, ठीक। With reference to the water on the planet Earth, consider the following statement. First is the amount of water in the rivers and lakes in more than the amount of groundwater. Second, the amount of water in polar ice caps and glaciers to more than the amount of groundwater, which is true. Second statement is only correct. The main component of the hydrological cycle can be classified as the transportation component and storage component. An example of a storage component of hydrological cycle is a groundwater. Exam point of view से important points. Rain during cold weather season is due to low pressure. Rainfall simulated type of infiltrometers give lower values than flooding types in filtrometer because impact of rainfall is considered. Double mass curve technique is followed to check the consistency of the rainwater gauge record. Unit hydrograph method is usually adopted for estimating flood when the catchment area is less than 5,000 km square. When the unit duration of an unit hydrograph decrease and approach zero, hydrograph is called instantaneous unit hydrograph. Hydrograph is the geographical relation of runoff and time. Which of the following phenomena is not related to hydrological cycle? First, evaporation and depercolation. Hence, I think neither one or two. तो हाँ आंसर डी ऑप्शन इज द करेक्ट. आगे देखते हैं. 62 क्वेश्चन नंबर देखते हैं. आइडेंटिफाई द करेक्ट पेयर फॉर गिवन पेयर्स टर्म description. First, hydrography. It is the science that measure and describe the physical features of bodies of water and the land area adjustment to those bodies of water. Second, hydrology. It is the monitoring of the component of the hydrological cycle including rainfall, groundwater characteristics as well as water quality and water characteristics of water surface water. Hydrometric. It is the study of the distribution and movement of water both on and below the earth's surface as well as the impact of human activity on earth availability and condition. Hence only option A is correct. Which of the following are water holding element of hydrological cycle, which is atmosphere, vegetation, stream, lake and river, ocean? And both options are correct. Infiltration property of soil depends on all soil properties, initial soil moisture content, previous wetting in history. Under identical condition, if the infiltration capacity measured by double ring infiltrometer is FD and that measured by rainfall simulator is FS, then which type of true? Hence FS is greater than FD. Infiltration rate is rainfall simulator is greater than infiltration meter. Vardo's water is removed downhill in the process known as infiltration. In the water cycle, that process is primarily responsible for the initial transfer of water from the earth's surface to the atmosphere, which is known as evaporation. Option is correct. Infiltration capacity of given soil, which is the decrease with increase in the initial soil moisture. A lysometer is used to measure evapotranspiration. In which of the following studies hydrology is not important? Study of hydrographic material. What is the energy source of precipitation and evaporation, which is a thermal energy? A thermometer is used to measure evaporation. Evaporation. The precipitation is measured in terms of a depth of water per unit time. Which of the following is an example of convective precipitation, which is thunderstorm? Which one of the following constituent in the world with only 20% of the precipitation going as runoff? तो देख लेते हैं. करेक्ट आंसर इज द सी. ठीक है, अफ्रीका. आगे बढ़ते हैं. evapotranspiration is confined is a to daylight hours. ठीक है. Which type of precipitation consists of balls or lumps of ice that are larger than 5 mm in diameter? Precipitation in the form of irregular pellets or lumps of the ice of size more than 8 mm is known as hail. The precipitation is in the form of water droplets of size larger than 0.5 mm is known as. ठीक है, अगर 0.5 mm से अधिक हो तो क्या कहेंगे हम? इसको रेन कहेंगे. ठीक है, आगे देखते हैं. वाटर डिमांड फॉर ड्रिंकिंग, कुकिंग, बाथिंग, गार्डनिंग, स्टेशनरी पर्पस इज नोन एज, आपको पता है डोमेस्टिक वाटर डिमांड होता है, ठीक है। विच रीजन यूज मोस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड फ्रेश वाटर विथड्रॉन विच इज एग्रीकल्चरल, ठीक है। Out of the 150 liters to 200 liter per head per day is residential area dash liter per head per day taken flushing requirement and remaining quantity for other domestic purpose which is 55 liter per day per head, ठीक है। In a water distribution system the domestic water demand to be considered as per IS 1172 1993 3, ठीक है। ये for basic requirement for water supply, drainage and sanitation as per IS code. What is the domestic water demand in India? तो आपको पता है कि 135 लीटर पर हेड पर डे होता है, ठीक है। Which of the following intake structures types suitability is true in case of water supply scheme? तो पता submersible type of intake structure are normally used for lake based water supply. The most important water quality parameter for domestic use of water is coliform groups of organisms. If the consumption of water for washing of clothes is 20 liter per day per head per day, what is the consumption of water in liter per head per day bathing which is 55 lit, ठीक है। The suitable method of forecasting population for young increasing city is called which of the following is suitable for forecasting population of fast growing urban industrial town which is, आपको पता है geometrical increase method से हम forecasting करते हैं, ठीक है। Which of the following IS code is used for the basic requirement for water supply, drainage and sanitation which is IS 1172 1993. The water requirement per capita demand in liter per day per person for population of 20,000 to 50,000 is, तो ये होता है लगभग 110 to 150. Hydrant are provided at all junction of road and at dash apart along the road which is 100 to 130 meter. To regulate the flow of water and suit the variation of power demand which pondages is necessary. Fluctuating demand is to meet with a constant rate of supply for the treatment plant by providing adequate storage in distribution reservoir is called which is called equalization storage. Maximum daily consumption of water is generally taken as dash percentage of the average daily consumption of water which is 180, ठीक है। The water supply engineering the maximum hourly demand of water equal to which is equal to 2.7 into annual average hourly demand of water. The water distribution means are designed for maximum hourly demand or maximum on maximum day, ठीक है। The constant quantity of water that can be pumped per unit time is known as yield of the well, ठीक है। Sorry, it is हाँ इससे yield ही, ठीक है, मुझे लगा गलत। The term used for providing connection with the water means for releasing water during fire is a hydrant, ठीक है। आगे देखते हैं। Which of the following type of intake comprise intake tower having no water inside other than the intake pipe which is a reservoir intake? Which of the following type of intake consists of a port provided with a grating and a lump or gravity well which is a river intakes? As per Gottridge formula, the maximum monthly demand of water supply is dash of the average monthly demand which is a 128%. ठीक है। Dash is the increase in the proportion of the people living in town and cities which is the urbanization, ठीक है। How many calories are gained by drinking a glass of water which is about 0? The problem water pollution and arsenic is highest in West Bengal. Which of the following statement is incorrect with respect to characteristic of water used for drinking purpose which is a turbidity of water should be equal to 100 ppm on silica scale, ठीक है। Which one of the following denotes water salinity gradient which is a hollow saline. The liquid waste originated from residential and industrial buildings are collectively called sanitary sewage. 3. Communicable disease prevalent in developing countries caused by unsafe drinking water and bad sanitation are malaria, एसिडिक डायरिया एंड ये पता नहीं क्या लिखा हुआ, ठीक है आगे बढ़ते हैं. What is total annual average water consumption of community population 365, which is a per capita water demand? Which of the following factors will increase the rate of demand in consumption of water, which is high pressure in the system? The minimum water pressure that should be available at fire hydrant in case of industry is of high hazard category is 5.25 kg per centimeter square. A system of water supply in which water is supplied to the consumer only during some hour fixed is known as, आपको पता है intermediate system होता है वो, ठीक है. The industrial water demand for producing per ton of paper is 300 kiloliter per ton. How many liters of water is required in steel industry for the production of 1 ton steel, which is about none of the above, ठीक. The various type of water demand which is city may be broken down into which of the following classes: domestic water in demand, industrial water demand, demand for public use. Hence, D option 1, 2, 3 all are correct. As per capita consumption of the locality is affected by climate condition, quality of water, distribution, pressure. Hence, both options are correct. Water uses are classified by the term DBU as, which is a designated best uses. Yeah. Consider the following statement in connection with daily per capita demand value of water supply. First is per capita demand for big cities is generally small when compared to that for small towns. Second statement, industrial and commercial activity of a city increase per capita demand of water. Third is a fixed monthly rate policy of water use, charging for more than capita and when compared to charging on the actual meter reading. Hence, identify the correct statement. Hence, C is the correct option, which is statement 2 and 3 only are correct statement. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Which of the following is incorrect about the design consideration of sewer system? The quantity of sanitary sewage and industrial waste is proportional to the water supplied by the public supply. ठीक है, next देखते हैं. What is the least requirement of velocity in the sanitary sewer to prevent any deposition of sewage solid in the sewer? 60 सेंटीमीटर पर सेकंड. ठीक है, अब ये हम पार्ट 2 में कवर करेंगे. ठीक है, ये हम वाटर रिसोर्स एंड कंजर्वेशन प्रोसेस के पार्ट 2 में इसके आगे से हम कवर करेंगे. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो.